Hey guys, hope you're well. Just your average gamer tunes here. Firstly, apologise about the microphone. It is an issue I am addressing and it should be fixed within a week or so. So Season 7 of Fortnite has just been released and there's some pretty big changes and some not so big changes. In the video, I'm just going to be quickly going over some of the new things that have been added or changed with this update. Some are going to be pretty obvious, some not so obvious, especially to just your average gamer that doesn't play too much. So I hope you do enjoy the video. If you do, make sure to leave a like and to subscribe. First off, in the background, I'm going to be showing some of the new Battle Pass items. Not going to be talking about too much of them, however, just because you can see them and you can check them out for yourself. My main focus, though, which I assume is going to be most people's, is going to be the emotes, the skins, the back bling that you can unlock. So whilst this is on in the background, I'm going to talk about some of the bigger changes that isn't super obvious to someone who just jumps onto the game for, let's say, an hour a day or whatnot. So quoting Epic, they say, each new season gives us an opportunity to evaluate the current item rotation. Our goal is to have a reasonable number of items to learn whilst avoiding duplicates and overlapping functionality. Based on the recent and upcoming items additions, we've selected the following for vaulting. So basically what this means is, although some of the items have been taken away, new ones may replace them that are similar. First off, the shadow stones have gone along with the corrupted areas in the map, which makes sense since the new map changes have happened, which we will be talking about a little bit more later on. Portal forts have been taken, but not portal fortresses. Maybe this could mean there's going to be another kind of fort being added later on in the game. I don't know, or maybe they just wanted to get rid of one. The chiller has been removed, which, let's be honest, that should never have been put in the game anyway. I don't know anyone who used them. I didn't know the purpose of them. They was just super pointless. So yeah, I'm glad that's gone. Clinger grenades have made the chopping block, which I can only assume they're trying to get rid of some of the explosives now with the added dynamite. But a lot of people have been complaining about the amount of the explosives even before the dynamite did get added. So that could just be a reaction to that. Or maybe they're going to add some kind of other sticky grenade in the future. Who knows? The double barrel shotgun has gone, which I don't think this is going to affect many people. I barely used it after the nerf and I don't think many other people did. And finally, the shockwave grenade has been vaulted, which to be honest kind of upsets me because I always thought this was a good travel item, especially on top of cliffs and whatnot, and was always fun to use. Next up, skins have been added to the game, which I'm very surprised it's taken this long to add. I'm calling it now though, these are going to be added to the shop and you will be able to spend your real life money on them. The skins work in a way where you just select what class of gun to put it on or vehicle, and one skin can go on all the selections, which I do admit is a much better idea than what any other game usually does, so you won't have to spend too much money on the skins. Number 3 is probably one of the biggest changes that you'll notice as soon as you start the game, is the change of the map. A new biome has been added, with Epic calling it the iceberg biome, and like the name suggests, it's just a big snowy area with frozen lakes, and that is in the opposite corner of the map from Paradise Palms. And within this new biome there's 3 new areas. Frosty Flights, which is the area that I'm landing in here. This will be where you can find the new planes, again something that I'm going to talk about a little bit later on during the video, and the other locations are Happy Hamlet and Polar Peak. Not only has the big map changed, but the mini-map has changed as well. The grid is now a lot more noticeable, which I don't know why. It's just a little bit harder to see where you have to go now, especially in the snowy areas. And this leads on to the game change of the Storm, now having a much more likely chance of finishing near the edge of the map. This could be to make the middle of the game, or what most people think is the boring part of the game, including me, a bit more interesting. Rather than hanging around, waiting for the circle to close in, you have to make your way across the map. It gives you more sense of an emergency. Within the map, you will have noticed that the zip lines have been added, to which you can ride them up and down the mountains, makes it a lot easier to traverse the map. Whilst on them you can shoot your gun, however the bloom is pretty crazy, so I wouldn't really use them for that unless you're super desperate. And to use these, all you have to do is jump near them and it magnetizes to the top, and again just to leave you just jump. Next up, another one of the biggest changes to the gameplay, at least until people start to realise how bad they actually are, or how bad they actually seem to be, is the X4 Stormwind plane. Now this can fit 5 players on it, 4 on the wings and 1 in the pilot seat. Now let me tell you, this is something that is very easy to drive. You can even do barrel rolls just by pressing R1 and L1. It has a boost and it has a slowdown, so really good mobility. It does have a gun in the front which you can use to shoot people, but it's basically like what I can see as the turret. It's just one that can move around. The accuracy isn't really good, but it does do a lot of damage. And with the plane, I did try crashing it to see if it did get damaged or if it exploded, and sadly it doesn't. You can destroy it, however, by shooting it, but honestly it's kind of a waste of time because not only can people just jump from the plane, if it gets destroyed, they can just glide down too, which, yeah, I don't really think that's great. I think if you do shoot someone down in the plane, then that's it. You should be rewarded with a kill. They should be able to jump out quicker, makes it a bit more skill based, I guess. Basically, there's just no downfall to being shot down in the plane. And finally, a gameplay change to balloons. Most people don't really use them as they just leave you vulnerable while you slowly float around, but they've been taken from a max of 20 to now 10. But instead of needing them out, you just tie them onto the back of your backpack and you can use them to float around whilst you still use your gun. This actually makes them a lot more viable in my mind, especially with how the storm is now moving to the edges of the map. You can have the mobility of the balloons but still defend yourself pretty well. Not whilst jumping, but super easy to remove because you just jump again and then they'll fall off. So you can carry on building and whatnot. Just to add a few things to the end of the video, whilst I was recording this, I did notice this bug where my legs just wouldn't work properly. More of a visual bug, but still I don't know if it was to do with the balloons, or if it was because I was in the sandbox mode, or if it's actually just a bug for the frozen bits of the map. So if you are exploring the map online, just be careful of these parts. I know there is a lot more that has been added and changed for Season 7, like the creation mode being added. However, I'd rather make a full video on that once I know more about it myself. I just wanted to get this out because it's more of the stuff that will affect people who just play the game online. So I hope you have been informed, I hope you have been entertained, and if you did enjoy the video, then please do leave a like and do subscribe. I will be making more videos like this in the future, but for now guys, peace.